A CEO's job is where to allocate capital, human and financial. See, a lot of agents get caught in this trap of where they view real estate as just a mechanism to raise cash to fund their life, like personal life. You're using the cash to build a business. Those are two different things. That's the bottleneck. It won't be leads, it's people. The other issue is like trying to like, you're at this stage where you're like, I need help. So you try to like grab everybody and anybody. Hey, you're a body, like great. So what management debt is you put a body in a space, but they weren't the right person for that seat on the bus. And as you grow, now you have to go back and either retrain them or fire them. This is office hours. I want to make sure you guys get what you want out of our time together. So Jack has his hand up. I'll answer his question and let me know who has questions after that. So what do you got, Jack?
I have a friend with a license that I've been kind of having do things on and off for me, putting up signs, doing showings. I don't know how like into it he is. He's had a couple closings. So I'm looking at having him help me more with showing assistant stuff. Or I met this girl that was a bartender at a local place, super charismatic. She works like 50 hours a week at a bank. She's 19, 18. I've had her do like back end stuff for me, take calls, do all this kind of smaller work. She's done a great job. She wants to get her license. I guess I'm just a little hesitant if I should pour some time into her and have her become like,
operations. Well, here's the question. What does she want?
She says she wants to like get licensed.
And does she, what would it require to replace her income?
She makes $18 an hour at the bank.
Right. No, but like cumulatively based on hours and how much time she spends, what does that mean like per year?
If she made 50 grand, she would be like ecstatic.
Ecstatic. Okay. And I don't think your business is at a place right now where you can afford to pay her 50 grand yet.
Yep. I agree. But I think she could be partner agent and also produce a little bit and like make that.
Yeah. Here's the problem though, when you have people producing and stuff, and this is why you have to meet, like, that's why I asked, like, what does she want? I always, whenever I hop on calls and it's like, a husband and a wife or something, I'm like, hey, can I ask you a question? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, does your significant other do this because they want to or because they love you? And it gets like people smile. It gets a little uncomfortable, awkward, because like the truth is it's probably because they love you, not because they want to. The other issue is like trying to like, you're at this stage where you're like, I need help. So you try to like grab everybody and anybody who has like any kind of, hey, you're a body, like, great, let's do this, right? If you do that, as you grow, you're going to have to go backwards and deal with what's called management debt.
Totally.
Management debt is you put a body in a space, but they weren't the right person for that seat on the bus. And as you grow, now you have to go back and either retrain them or fire them. So instead, like if she wants to be like natural disposition, do you think she'd be better at operations? Does she want to be an agent? Like, what does she want to do? And don't have somebody try to do both. Because like when I hired my first assistant, she did not want to be me when she grew up. What she said to me out loud is, I want security. She was a single mom. I tried to do the real estate thing. Her dad was a real estate agent. She tried to work his database, not for her. She's like, dude, I just want like a steady paycheck. That to me is like, bing, 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 bing. We have a winner. You don't want to be me when you grow up. So that's the thing to get clarity on and be mindful of like, I know you're feeling like a little concerned of like this floodgates with all the leads. Hey, by the way, he turned those leads on yesterday, the cash offer leads on TV. And your boy took his first listing yesterday. That's right. Doesn't take money to make money. It takes courage to make money. Took out a home equity loan against one of the homes he owns and spent $30,000 on prepaying for cash offer leads on TV. And he took a listing day one. Let's go. Hey, just so you know, all those people who used to question you and be like, I don't know, what are you doing? They're all going to try, hey, is there a spot for me on your team? I know you're concerned about that. So you're like, oh, let me grab everybody. Like parents, like, So you notice on that call with your parents, I asked them a question. I was like, usually in operations of a business, somebody person in the sales and somebody's the operations. Who's who? Because I need clarity around like what their roles are and what their natural dispositions are. So just be mindful of that. I don't think I wouldn't rush to like surround yourself with people that can help just because they're bodies. Be mindful of who it is and be mindful of like, what's their natural disposition and what do they actually want? Not what you want. I tried to have Carla be a salesperson. And she was really good at it. She took 3 listings in 3 months. And I looked over one day, we were prospecting and she was crying. I'm like, what's the problem? Like, we're going to be this dynamic duo. She's like, bro, I hate this. I'm like, no, but like, you're good. And like, no. Who was I thinking about? Me. And I wasn't thinking about her. And that's not her skill set. She doesn't want to be in the front. She doesn't want to be like the center of it. She doesn't want to do that. Make sense? So I would just ask her, hey, what do you actually want? You want to be an agent? Because I can help you be an agent. You want to be operations? Here's what I can pay you right now to be operations with the goal and objective of moving you, like, having this be a career for you.
Yeah. So around that, Aaron, she said, I don't want to work on the weekends. I like my time, freedom to myself.
Good. Okay. So she really wants to be an employee.
I had her take a disc test. She was whatever the one is where you're like super, like when she texts me, all of her, like everything is like, capitalized, spelt right. She uses parentheses.
Yeah, she's analytical. Okay, good. Yeah. So she's operations. So now the question is how much can you pay her and have it still make sense? Not how little can I pay her?
Right. And
what I see her becoming is like your assistant / operations person.
And she's also up in that Eau Claire market. And then like my parents are down here in La Crosse. So that's why I think she could be like helpful.
So again, but you have to lead with revenue. And as you start to make more revenue, that would be one of the places that you put it back in the business. Because remember, CEO's job is where to allocate capital, human and financial. So not resisting lifestyle increase, which I know you will, and instead keep putting it back into the business because that's the bottleneck. It won't be leads, it's people.
A better allocation of capital right now would probably be just like getting a little bit better apartment, living by myself, having a gym in my apartment, like subbing out my food. So I'm not spending.
Yeah, the way that I view that as you making an investment to reclaim more of your time. And I think that makes a lot of sense.
Do it
first. And then lead with revenue as you start to do more deals and there's more revenue. Then next allocation of capital will be people. And keep in mind, whatever you're doing apartment wise, like I know you have rentals, like it's not a huge increase in your living expenses, I don't think.
No, but in my head it is, but in real actuality, it's not. It's like 3% of my income. If I rent an apartment.
Right. It's not anything. But what you're buying back, think about it, is your time. So an hour a day back and forth is an hour of you in front of prospects, which could mean $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. It's like a no-brainer. So you're just making investments on becoming more efficient. So that's why you're like, yeah, should I get an apartment where there's a gym underneath me? Yes. So you don't have to drive 45 minutes back and forth. And then I told you I'd also look into a meal plan. Why? Because you don't need to be thinking about that or spending time doing it.
Cleaning services.
Why? Because it's not that we're above that. It's just like, hey, it's not the most efficient use of your time. You being in the present, all those time, cumulatively, they add up. You're reclaiming hours, 10, 20, 30 hours a month, which equates times over 12 is like 300-400 hours, which in the presence of prospects is how you multiply revenue.
I mean, if I just take my income from last year, right? If I take that, divide it by 2,000 hours, which I probably worked a lot more than that. But I mean, I make $100 an hour.
I did the same thing, guys. Like when I was going through my math, I was like, wait a minute, I make like $150 an hour. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, I'm done.
I don't like that. That doesn't make sense to me. So yeah, you're thinking about this right. You're not thinking about it in terms of like expenditure. You're actually beginning to value your time appropriately. Most of us do not. So, and again, it's not that there's anything wrong with this, but like I don't cut the grass. You know what I mean? Like
right.
Valuing your time.
Fill that bucket up first, and then it's the low cost leverage with the VA
labor
and the AI,
and then an operations person. Because I think your mom, again, like she was on the call and she'll help you with this, but she has her own business, bro.
She's gonna have a grandbaby, and
dude, she doesn't want to like build with you. It's more like, hey, I'll support you. I love you
for sure.
I'll support you and I'll help you get off the ground, but she's not going to be like the right-hand person that you call at like Friday at 6:00 when something needs to get done.
Or in like 20 years.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Like, I don't think it's an unrealistic expectation that like, you'll probably do like 4 or 5 deals in a month, and that's like $40,000 to $50,000 in income. And even if one of those are off market, that doubles. So then very quickly you can allocate those resources to reclaiming your time from a personal perspective and arranging your life in such a way where there's a lot less friction on your part. And you can dedicate more time to, the business and be in the presence of prospects. And then very quickly, you'll be able to allocate that time to like VAs and like an assistant. I mean, money to like an assistant. But look at what you're doing. You're allocating resources, human and financial. That's what CEOs do. See, a lot of agents get caught in this trap of where they view real estate as just a mechanism to raise cash to fund their life, like personal life. You're using the cash to build a business. Those are two different things.
And my highest leverage thing right now is just my time. For sure.
Yes.
It always will be.
Yeah, it always will be. That's exactly right. And I want you to like the people who operate at the highest levels, they treat their body usually like an athlete.
Right.
So like, I don't want you eating yogurt all day long.
Right.
And like, what's it called? Bars.
30 minutes a day is 7.5 days a year.
It's a lot. And 7.5 days, if you're getting a lead every day, is 3 deals times 12 is, I mean, times whatever that equals. I mean, it's a lot of money. So it's just about, valuing your time and getting more and more efficient. And then you're doing the right thing too from a skill perspective, role playing so you can ramp up conversion. Because that's the issue. It's not going to be lead gen, it's conversion. So now if they say like, we haven't actually made a decision yet. So now we need to start to flesh some stuff out. So it's like, okay, cool. Well, my job's to help you. It's never to talk you into doing anything. Before I go, what I'd like to do is just go over a couple decisions that a seller needs to make prior to putting their home on the market in hopes that, sharing them with you, it'll help you to make the decision that you feel is best, and whatever you decide, I'll support you. Fair enough.